1 second, because I haven't set my mic yet. There we go. Hello. Welcome back to more Final Fantasy XIV. I have been busy getting a whole bunch of stuff, grinding out poetics and stuff like that. I have leveled up my anima weapon, I believe, to... I think it's now at stage 4? Yeah, I think it's now at stage 4. So I'm getting there, but obviously it's going to take a while before I can... Whoa. I mean, it's gonna take a while before I properly get to the desired look that I want to get. But yeah, welcome everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. We're gonna be continuing on with main quest today. I've been actually very eager to continue with main quest, mostly because as of late, it seems like every friend that I'm familiar with has been just jumping into FF14, whether that be because of me or because they're watching me play or whatever. So I have actually found a friend group recently that I can more or less assist with FF14, and it's been nice, albeit a little frustrating at times. But that being said, I haven't been doing any MSQ. I've been watching them do a whole bunch of MSQ. As far as like the watching them replay through Heavensward, sorry, not Heavensward, watching them replay through A Realm Reborn has been interesting to say the least. And actually, 1 second, because I am noticing. Oh, that's interesting. I was under the impression that would not function that way. All right, well, I'm just gonna turn that off. 1 second, just gonna turn this off. All right, there we go. Okie dokie. But yeah, we're gonna basically continue with main scenario quest today. We have finished with the Dragonsong War portion of the game, and now all that's left is to conclude whatever the hell's going on with the Warriors of Darkness, as far as like whatever was going on with there. So as a small recap, we have defeated Nidhogg. Estinian is safe, and he has seemingly already disappeared to somewhere else. However, something that I admittedly did overlook initially is that Aymeric bade us that we cast the Eyes of Nidhogg into the abyss over the bridge of the Steps of Faith. And while I understand doing that from a pragmatic sort of view, immediately we're followed by a cutscene that has the Warriors of Darkness like, finally. But also Alize seems to finally be getting into the fray. So I'm hoping that this all doesn't go terribly fucking wrong. But wait, where am I going actually? 1 second. Hello, I'm doing fine. Also, I'm gonna actually do a quick audio test just to make sure that it's not too loud. Also, yeah, actually, what is up with my... Weird. Alright, well, no worries. I'll just continue where as all is. Yeah, wait, where is... Hang on. Where's my friendos? Hold on. 1 second. Oh. Promise is kept. Now that the excitement of recent days has given way to some semblance of new normality, Sir Aymeric de Barral, fresh from his appointment as Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, has extended you a formal invitation to dine with him at his estate. It would seem that your long overdue drink with the Lord Commander is at last at hand, should you so desire. Okay, so I have to go speak with... Oh, that's a quest. Hold on. Over here? Okay, this is something else. Hold on, let me get this quest done. Well, met Veld, what do I do with the honor of this day? A missive from Frincel, because I unlocked the firmament. All right, and I'll finish whatever that is off stream, because right now I'm trying to find who the fuck is Aymeric. Like it says over here. Hang on. Apologies for the... I'm trying to find Emmerich. Where is he? Hang on. The hell? Hang on, am I missing something here? Where's Emmerich? Like, I see the... Hold on. Okay, that's something else entirely. One second. This one. Promise is kept. Adjoining area. It's in the pillars. Okay, so not here. Oh, I see. There we go. I'm stupid, I'm sorry. There we go. Greetings and well met, Master Fox. I have the honor and privilege to serve as the head steward of House Burrell, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those other noble families, being countable on one hand. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a man of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I'm sure, but for this day we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity.
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn. I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
I hate to be that guy, but I hope this isn't poison or anything. Listen, I've been drugged one too many times for my liking.
I've lived in these lands my entire life. To hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Perhaps a bit long. Why not join me there? I'll join me on the next.
Well, truth be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust. Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps.
All right.
By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you. May I ask a personal question?
Oh? What's up?
Now that the dust has settled, what will you do? Not as a scion, I mean, but what do you want for yourself?
For myself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay.
Uh-oh. What's gonna miss this time?
Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
Oh, fuck.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
For every ending marks a new beginning.
Whose voice is this?
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did he. Only to be drawn onto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
Oh boy. Hope Alizé is okay.
Is that...
Alize, Alphino's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness.
Oh, fuck, okay.
I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one.
Hmm?
Evidently, she had learned of their activities and attempted to shadow them on her own. Poorly.
Ah.
I rescued her in the Twelveswood, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder.
Oh, fuck.
It was only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphino. She will be attended by our most skilled Chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphino, is the Warrior of Light, is he with you? Don't go, there is something I must say. The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelvatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
Oh, fuck. I mean, I already knew. Me as a player, I already knew that the Warriors of Darkness were in league with the Ascians, but what... Oh, right, she left. But, like, what else is the end game with them, I wonder? Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. We must trust in Captain Whitecape and his Chirurgeons. But did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I am uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to a matter whose conclusion we yet have the power to influence? Yes, sir. Oh, I can go for some scrambled eggs. Shadows of the First. As Alphino and many others know all too well, there is no rest for the righteous. So the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning, that they might put her to the sword. Then, when we first encountered them in Lothasnath, when they were confronting Ravana, gods, this has been their aim all along. What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alize risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Vel, will you accompany to Zelphatol and help me stop the Exil's ritual? I mean, dude, come on. Given that Ishgard shares a border with the Exali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusions into Karthus lands to a point, but the summoning of a primal... I can't read. But the summoning of a primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You have our fastest airship, Master Alpha. You shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zelpatol are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Emmerich, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland after all, and Exali are dirigibles and not to be underestimated. No experience tells me... can't read. No, experience tells me the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelphatol by way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions to for a contingent of camps knights to be placed at your disposal. They will secure you safe passage through the mountains and escort you thence to Zelphatol. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. We should be glad of their assistance, Lord Edmont. In the event Mr. Chalaze regains consciousness, we will share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. Then let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies you require in Camp Dragonhead. Let's get going. On to Camp Dragonhead we go, and we're gonna find out what these warriors of dankness are doing. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass of is north inland and due east of Camp Dragonhead. Though it is normally guarded by a score of Exali warriors, I have been informed that the House for Tom Knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open, we need but walk through. Let's go! Oh, I've been here before. Master Fox, Alphino, as you can see... Master Fox, Alphino. As you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they're up to something and don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zelphatol and aid as you see fit. The enemy will be thick on the ground. Upon arriving, let us advance with care as we search for the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, we should only have to contend with the exile, but if they are not, we may be forced to do battle with the warriors of darkness. Zelfatal is now accessible. Alright, and I tell you what, this will be a good chance to break out. That's right, I picked up Gunbreaker. I was actually pretty shocked to find out that you don't Oh shit, that's lightning. I was a little shocked to find out that you don't exactly need to, have completed fully Heavensward, and that Gunbreaker gets unlocked as soon as you reach level 60, which is good. But let's go ahead and go. We'll do it with NPCs for the time being. And let's just get this going with the dungeon. Yeah, that way I can familiarize myself with it. Oh, excuse me. Frogu. Let's go. I'm gonna try not to pull too much because I know how NPCs get. On. Okay, hold on. I think because I'm still trying to learn Gunbreaker. It's not something I'm super familiar yet, but I'm gonna see if I can get those two shell charges up. That's one. Sneak. Honestly, I think I like Gunbreaker just a little bit more than Dark Knight, just because I feel like I'm doing more damage with Gunbreaker. Alright, and let's stop right here. Right, there we go. Ooh, that's a lot of enemies. Right? And then we got a boss. Nuzal Hualak. Who are you? Right. I'm fucked it up. Whoa! There we go. Go. Just keep going forward. Oh, probably pulled too much. Yeah. Yeah, pulled too much. Pulled way too much. Hold on. Yeah, they fortified the very cave, an impressive feat I must allow. They even mechanized lifts. How did they acquire the technology? Oh, wait a minute. Is someone giving the Exali, like, technology? We go. Yep, drops a bone key. I gotta really learn what each of the moves for Gunbreaker does. I know, this is kind of interesting. More gooboos. Don't mean to do that. Go. There we go. Oh, who's this? The Tolly Kliluk. Go. There we go. First, whoa. It's a cool place. That is not what I meant to do. Uh-oh. Okay, I accidentally hit my fucking res button, and that is not what I intended to do. Tailwind Relic. Airstone is required to proceed. Ah, an airstone. Cool. There we go. And did they drop something else? Nope, more dudes. Another airstone. Ba, 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 ba. Right. Whoa, what the hell? Alright, let's do it. Was that Garuda? What the hell? Right. There we go. Yeah. That was a neat boss fight. I'm curious as to why Garuda was there already. Valkyrie's Code of Scouting. Hmm.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the primal without us.
Oh boy. Well, who the hell is that?
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us a long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we?
We've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Reflections?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
What? Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Was that Urianger? Wrong one. This one. That kinda looked like Urianger. All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world they must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever the reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Oh, 0 slots remaining in my inventory. Fuck. 1 second. I gotta get rid of some shit. Hang on. I hate it when this shit happens, man. Ah. There we go. And I'll use... There we go. Oh no, I'm late. No worries. I just saw someone that I'm thinking may or may not be Urianger, but I don't know. Alphino would like nothing more than to get out of the snow. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can apprise Lord Edmund of our success, and we the Lord Commander more importantly. And we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I will be at the congregation. I did the dungeon, yes. Congregation be up here. So paying attention to the story, so are they like parallel warriors of light but from the void dimension essentially? I mean, I find it interesting. If I admittedly was a tiny bit lost, but I think I get it. Like, they're parallel. What? No, not from the void. They said they're from the 13th world. You know the source has 13 reflections. Yes. 7 have been lost. Like, I'm interested to see how they follow along with this. I am a tiny bit lost, but I think I'll understand in due time. It brings me joy to see you safely return to us, Vel. What news from Zelpatol? Then we are not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. As for we who remained behind, Mistress Ishtola has been tending to Mistress Alizé in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She is a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alizé, how are you feeling?
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelphatol, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality, as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
As if we needed any further confirmation that they are in league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alize. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these Warriors of Darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods. And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
That's fair.
Power answered with greater power, death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred. I know it's like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the Warriors of Darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alize and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes. If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelfatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father.
Fair enough.
However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant at best. As such, I should be most grateful if one of your order were to assist me.
Allow me, Sir Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
But Alize, you... You are more than welcome. After all, it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not until you try on the new outfit I prepared for you.
To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Oh, so that shit is canon. The hell? Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken to the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery, precisely where to I never learned. Though I suspect that was by design. So she enjoyed hearing tales of our exploits, did she? My apologies for keeping you waiting. Hey, I like the outfit. Right then, shall we be off? Clara never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12, she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time in the studio when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, "Sister, please, she was not my..." Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? So be it. Another time, perhaps. To be honest, Val, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you will forgive me if I do. Pleasure to... I've been meaning to ask about the carriage. Wait, the carriage? Carriage. Ah, yes, the carriage that so fortuitously arrived to spirit us away from Ul'dah after the banquet. The driver... Oh, right! The driver informed me that I had my sister to thank for his presence in Ul'dah. How did you know to send help? Oh, drunken brass blades are even less discreet than sober ones. Unfortunately, by the time I learned of the plot, it was too late to do anything more. Frankly, I'm still amazed Brennan managed to find you. New garments aside, I must say that you seem different. More resolute than when we last met. You have the look of a woman who's ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. Excuse me. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself once or such anything. I am here today because I would regret it if I weren't, that is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. Pray return to the Waking Sands! Oh wait, I just realized I have orchestration roles! And now, on to Vesper Bay! Now then, where's my favorite dude, Urianger? Hang on. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming. What bringeth thee in thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time, to identify and remove the source of the beast tribe's crystals and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Exil's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere, of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Marathor. Ogomoros stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of the Crags neareth his return. Mere rumors, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook, Vel. Thank you for your counsel, Orianja. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may bother, if I may, brother, Orianja, is there anything else you'd like to say? Alize? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. That's a good call out. Orianja is usually way more eager to share information in his usual way. He seems awfully like quiet. Nothing to add? Very well. Ere we depart, I wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I am sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard tell of a promising tome, the Garen Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Hey, buddy. Orianja. As one age endeth and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? I guess nothing. Alright, buddy. Well, I hope you're not doing nothing weird. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that. Just when the kobold, my kobold problems look like coming to a head, the scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up itchin' to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. So our friendly neighbors in Ugarmo have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing about the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand to help us search the camp for a little bugger, would you? Sure thing. Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? Kobold in the camp, you say? This would appear to corroborate Orianja's information. Yes, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be a time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. Where could he be now? Let's take a look. Oh, well, there he is. Pursue the koboldling. Oh, I'm out of the area. Where could he have gone? Oh. Hey, buddy, I see you. Stay back! Away! Far back! I'm not a... It's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. Huh. I wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Hold on, if you just want to talk. Huh? Alright, so what you gotta say? Stupid plans, stupid, stupid, stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will... He found me again. What to do, what to do. Little kobold dude. I come in peace, only to talk, speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. You could worry about... give one a bruised knee. Huzzah, we got him. Fine work, Scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No, I came to talk, to ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Galbu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be Pikmin one day. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphino, and this is my sister Alize. Vel, the man who found you is our friend, and now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bloden here thinks you wanted to take his crystals. Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, he's going to summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming, angry. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace, and then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of a fossy fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that's sickening. No one listens to Gabu no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too, so please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command that Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free their prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you into the first cache. Jeez. It's a lot of problemo. I find it funny how they can just skedaddle on past, but me, I have to like... Yeah. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. You bought the cloud bike? Yep. Did you hear me, brother? Brother? Aye, it's just that... I'm quite certain that crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great plans to remove all traces, but enough remains to take out the pattern. See for yourself. To make out the pattern, I struggle to imagine kobolds traveling to Karthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship the Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alice said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. This next one is the last and very large. Very big, very huge, very large. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. Confound it. What about you, Vel? Any luck? Nothing, nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have moved them, yes? The question is where to and why. Within Ogormo, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do it again. It is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu. We will. Stay calm. We still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals that I might deliver them into Commander Bloden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. One has to recall there's an ethering grandma mines that should deliver the naval. Was there a I was in here earlier to do some grinding for the relic weapons for A Realm Reborn, and I've got pretty far in it, but it's still annoying. All right, so I gotta go around. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers? Here. But how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh. We are bound servants of Lord. We are but servants of Lord of the Crags. We are his, that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the Overdwellers. No, Alze, not yet. I understand, Patriarch. I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering on your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oath breakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oath breakers. You take and you take and you take, and then when you have had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our god drains the land of ether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands. You will not ruin ours. Yeah, he's not wrong. I said I'd come for you and I did. I'm here. I'm here. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Seven hells. By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabo Gabo accompany us, given what we were like to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely would the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have but one cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual, meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogomoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops and the cycle will continue. Vel, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of the Crags once more? Buddy, it wasn't even a fucking question. Alisaie and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. Which one would it be? Heavensward. Hard? Oh, is it literally just do... Oh, confront Titan in the naval hard. Oh, okay. But well, I'm tank too, so hopefully this queues up pretty quickly. But yeah, geez, I mean, the beastmen aren't wrong with what they're saying. Just that, you know, this is kind of why I like FF14 though. It's not black and white with what's wrong and what's right. And as such, a lot of it feels very real, you know? Even though we're dealing with silly little like beast creatures and stuff like that, as far as like designs go, it's more morally gray, yeah. But yeah, and to catch you up in particular with what I've been doing as of late, I guess while I wait for duty to pop, I've been going after the anima weapon lately. I've gotten, I think, as far as stage 4 for Dark Knight anima weapon, and it's been fun, albeit time consuming and expensive. Both sides are wrong. You're going to love Shadowbringers Dark Knight Relic. Oh, I bet. Both sides are wrong, but both sides are right to defend themselves. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like, they're being egged on by the Ascians, obviously, to think the way they do. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, you are right to defend yourself, but you're being egged on by the wrong people, kind of thing, right? Trying to think, what else have I... Oh yeah, I picked up several new classes. So I picked up Gunbreaker because I was under the impression that you had to wait until the start of Stormblood to pick up Gunbreaker. Nope, you can pick it up. You can pick it up immediately after once you hit level 60. So I'm happy about that. I've also picked up Red Mage, and I've been having fun with this one. I picked up Machinist, and I'm scared because a couple people have told me that Machinist is actually pretty hard to master. I picked up Gladiator because I have a friend that's also playing the game, and he's doing Paladin stuff, and I thought it was pretty cool. I picked up Samurai. Haven't really messed around with Samurai a whole bunch. And then obviously Summoner, I've been leveling a little bit more. So you can see I've got my level 3 relic weapon from A Realm Reborn. And then obviously Warrior. I found a drip I really like for Dragoon with only one problem to this. Oh, well, no, I'm not even wearing it. One second. Character. So yeah, I found this outfit that I really like for Dragoon. It's got one problem though. I'm not wearing pants. Which is a bit of a problem for me personally, but whatever. There we go. I told you about the summoning ritual. Yeah, basically the Ascians are the ones that told them that that's how they need to do it, because otherwise they're basically summoning what they believe to be their god, but not actually their god. That was all revealed near the end of Heavensward. Yeah, I'm excited. Actually, while we're waiting, let me actually double check and see how many quests I've got left for this. It's their god, it's just the ritual is tainted. Yeah. Oh, hang on. go. All right, it seems we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 more quests left for this patch. And we've already done... Oh. Let's go. All right. Hey. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. I'll pick that up, why not? Alright. I gotta get out of here. Hold on. Let's go back to Camp Overlook. Easier that way. Ah, there he is. Did I not tell you he will return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more. Good. There's been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He's almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he has succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it. But we must not rush to such conclusions. After all, we once feared that Izael's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. Can but watch, wait, and pray. There is not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which we may never even come to pass. Let us tend to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloden of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Commander Bloden. Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I feared the worst, but they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men would be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't no soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you've a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there?
It's me, don't worry. Just a very tall bunny dude.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness. I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Travel wire Danizel, who were very unfamiliar. Let's start from the beginning.
We had no clear memories of our life in the hinterlands, having returned to the motherland as infants. Nevertheless, I am quite familiar with Master Matoya, as is every Charlayan. I should like to speak with her someday. 'Twould not surprise me if Alphino's recent maturation was at least somewhat due to her sage guidance. I would never tell him this, of course, but there have been moments when I've caught myself thinking of him as an elder brother. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
Who's this guy?
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say! It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine.
This is Urianger.
Only greater difficulties ahead.
This is Urianger. I don't know anybody else in the game so far who talks like this. So unless it's a new person, this is Urianger.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardour belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
Oh, that sucks. Urianger is advocating my death.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
You did pay attention to what he said? No, I mean, of course I did, but still.
Very well. Draw him out. We'll make it quick.
Yeah, they're investment bay. The War of Darkness, the reflection has been destroyed by the light.
It shall be done.
Yeah, no. His world or reflection was basically overtaken by light. Not destroyed per se, but it's on the brink of it.
One cannot uphold. What hurts soothed. What lives saved. Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
You know what's funny too is that I don't think we've heard Urianger talk since, like voiced, right? I don't think we've heard him speak since the Heavensward voice recast. So if anything, if I didn't already have my suspicions and this didn't confirm it, I think the big reveal of this being Urianger would still be a shock to anybody, just because it's like, oh shit, I didn't recognize him. But it's like, no, I only know one person in this entire fucking game that speaks the way he does. What ho, Vel? I trust you had a good night's rest? I was, but this moment speaking with Thancred and Nishtola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once been borne Ashgardian seals. 'Twould seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they are too flush with Ashgardian crystals, and with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where's Alizé? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Where is Alizé? Oh, there she is. Let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it's any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander, Bloden, something tells me you're not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after them, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance, until he comes back to us, until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, and nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should have never been made to... And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. Pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alize. Thank you. There you go. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A thousand times over, eh? There will be a reckoning. Oh, that almost got me teary-eyed. Oh, God, how does this game keep fucking doing it? How does this game keep fucking pulling it out? Like doing these very emotional events with fucking like... Oh, it's so good. So good. Pulling out all the stops is what I meant to say. But how does this game keep pulling it out? It's like, man, fucking Final Fantasy 14, put your pants back on. But no, let's see what Urianger has to say to us. We have heard the glad tidings from Ogamoro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa Lominsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of the Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. Then let us speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Garum oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the warriors of darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded, then 10 and 3, then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as Lady Menphilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in the world will die? In essence, aye. The verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall transcendent to light in the manner of the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void where none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew. Saved such, at least is their belief, I surmise. If that's true, then gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. Then you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. Unless thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Rhalgr. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Alain Royal. Alliance network of spies. I always blanked on her name. Surely you jest, and yet it is not surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Vel, Alize, if you come with me to Little Alamigo. Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. So, okay. Oh, well, first. Alphino, Alize, Vel, are you three listening? Good, I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you're sitting down, a man in black robes. And you have them, and the crystals too. What few... Fucking hell, hold on. What few remained, regrettably it would seem that they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Alamigo, we are told, where it will be received by the members of the local resistance group. God. No. Since Sir Emmerich's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we. By happy coincidence, we learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior Light and his little helpers. Wait a moment, there is more, and I defy you not be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the shipments, the leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly the infamous Ivory herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify? Uh-oh. No, there isn't. Oh boy. What in the world has gotten into her? It's twice now that we have sought Urianja's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at Levelier Estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though. Little Alamigo awaits. I really don't like this. Ugh, stretch. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it's been a long day. Did you have something to say? Urianja? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head, now more than ever. Listen, Vel, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamigan resistance operating here have taken receipt of the several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces, Vel. Why don't you question the residents of the eastern half of the town? Aliza and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Sorry. Okay, so, to review, the Warriors of Darkness come from a reflection of our world, but with every umbral calamity that happens, one of their worlds gets destroyed. Am I right in saying that? Basically flooded by light. No, okay. Admittedly, these otherworldly concepts are a little hard for me to understand, just because I don't dabble in this subject media a whole lot. The Reflections doesn't suffer from the Sundering, only the Source. Every time a reflection is rejoined to the source, I may need to do some like additional reading up on a cataclysm happens in the source. Yeah, I may need to do some extra reading up on this just to fully understand what's going on here. What's happening in the Warrior of Darkness reflection is that they are closer to rejoin with the source. Yeah, again, some of this terminology is a little lost on me, admittedly, but I'm sure doing some additional research on this will help me understand a little bit better. Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the resistance, the Masks, yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. They only that they are the most aggressive militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope the revolutionary fervor is never channeled into the direction of any primal, though I feel confident that this group is... Yeah, we like proof. Yeah, like, I feel like I would understand this. I just generally need to, like... I think I just need to get a little better with the, with what's going on. Prove himself charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision, and they truly believe that. Right, onto the sunken temple of Karn we go, which I believe is this way. That's what I told you to pay attention. Well, no. I am paying attention. It's just that the terminology and like the words being used, like the source, reflections, all of this is admittedly a little lost on me. Like I am paying attention to the story. It's just that the words that they're using are a little hard to follow. It's from here on out that they start to weave threat towards the whole Zodiark and Highland. Like I'm aware of that. Okay, I will give you a resume. Oh no, you don't need to. It's fine. If anything, like I said, I can look up some additional stuff later. It's all good though. Hey yo, who's this?
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire.
Well, I say who's this? I know who he is. Is like he's the Griffin, but
In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you, for we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamegan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Albania once more!
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
Hey?
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Hey.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
I can already tell you, I already prefer Papalima's voice here. Something about his voice in Realm Reborn just didn't sit well with me. But holy shit, it's them! Words cannot oh my god. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Vel would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo. All at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Relbon had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but having long since discarded our link pearls, as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust the letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seven Dawn. Curious, it is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the men we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. Ah, I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the... For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence that he would what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late, I confess. I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us. Hooray! And with that, we've basically recouped pretty much all the remaining Scions of the Seventh Dawn. All barring Menphilia, of course, but yeah. If as you suspect the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain information. Sorry. We must needs obtain confirmation while there is still yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates, and while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he probably can tell us the mask's plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphino will pose as adventurers fallen in hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms before a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements, and testify as your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and he will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part, that we might maintain the charade. Until we have him cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from the tailblad. To purchase suitable garments from the tailblad, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Vel, let us be off. Let's go. All right. There we go. Wait, where's the... Fuck, I already lost my way. Hang on. We look, well, look at us. A pair of down to heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. This should suffice. And now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
The famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals.
Wait a fucking second, I recognize that voice. I recognize that fucking voice.
You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's... It's Elberd.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
Wait a minute. No, that's... he just sounds like Elberd, but it's not him.
Aye. I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
Oh, I know who you are.
On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
Yeah, I know who he is. He's one. God.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Yeah, so that fake Griffin guy then, he's one of the main quests that I had to help out in Quarry Mill super early on. Yeah, no, I know who he is. Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall the name of our says if not it matters. Live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. Yeah, no, I figured it's like, initially I thought he was Ilberd because he almost kind of sounded like Ilberd, speaking about like, you know, oh, Alamigo needs to be taken back and stuff like that. And I think it's the same voice actor too, but that last, it's like, are you the warrior of light? You helped me out way back when getting some medicine made. Like, yeah, I know who he is. One life for one world. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystal now is somewhere within Zaharak. We must appraise Alizé of all we learn. I will join you both in Little Amigo after I have changed. Now this is the stuff. Okay. The good part. Alright, give me just a second actually, and let me... Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings. You mean to tell me that we were worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Papalymo were here all along? Well, Y'shtola will be relieved, and also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Amalja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zaharak without delay. Agreed. If there is naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. And they go forth in accordance with the Griffin's plan. Players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at the ready and pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. Okay. Here we go. You'd think there would be more obvious signs that something was afoot, but if anything, the place seems quieter than I remember it. I have a bad feeling about this. I confess, I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions. Not until we have braved the Bowl of Embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Upon proceeding to the Bowl of Embers, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set sufficient enough time to view these scenes in their entirety. Alright, here we go.
This isn't right. The Amalja would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
Cease my yapping, what?
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12, will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncle, defend me!
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice. Unlike your sister.
Alizé!
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
Hey, yo?
As Eorzea's blade of light once stood by my side, now I shall stand at his and defend this realm with all my might.
Let's finish this.
All right, fuckers. Yeah, they keep reviving themselves. What the hell's going on? Shit.
It ends now.
What?
What?
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
Oh no, he's hot!
Is Master Alphino, that the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady. By thy leave.
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop!
Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them.
Wait, but she already had it out. Why'd she wait, what the hell? But she already had it out and she unsheathed it.
Make ready! They come!
Give me your ether. How? Wait, actually how? How do I give ether? How do? How? Channel ether into Alizé's blade, but like how? I'm so fucking confused. What are you asking me to do? Hold on, like what am I supposed to do? I'm so fucking confused. Hurryville, yes, but like how? I'm so fucking lost right now. Like, what are you asking me to do? Click on the blade? Why could I not target that? I'm sorry, excuse me? Hold on. I'm clicking on the blade. I'm clicking on Alizé. Nothing is happening. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Why could I not interact with that? There we go. Okay. Yeah, for some fucking... Okay. Y'all need to understand. For whatever reason... Okay, I may need to do that. That's why I don't like to play a controller. Yeah. You need to understand, for whatever reason, shit just was not locking on for me. There we go. Fuck off. There we go.
Tis done. With this blade, I banish the darkness.
No. Not like this.
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
Now then.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt planes with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Unless...
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must arise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
To have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
What is this place?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From 2 worlds do we gather, and from 2 worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Minfilia!
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiac's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought. And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark.
I see.
Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away.
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidellin's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servant of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
Tis a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
It would seem we're in southern Thanalan again. Minfilia is doing, no doubt. May the 12 speeder on her way, and the Warriors of Darkness too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the first, would they not? But mayhap that was their wish. So, okay. Admittedly, I feel like some of that was a little well, no. The cutscenes themselves, I understood what was going on, but I think the whole thing with the Warriors of Darkness coming from the first, and like the whole thing with the source, and I need to do some extra reading on the terminology specifically, because I feel a little lost on the words being used. Not the plot. I get that. I get that the Warriors of Darkness came from essentially a doomed reflection of our own world. And in hoping to plunge this one into darkness, they would absolve their own and basically merge into the life stream. I get that. It's the terminology that I'm a bit lost on. And it's funny because I don't think I would need to look back at some of the older streams, because I think the terminology like the source and reflections and all that stuff was used before. But funny enough, I think what's confusing me is with like 1 or 2 lore videos that cover the history of Hydaelyn as far as like the world prior to FF14 1.0, and I don't think any of that terminology was used. Maybe 1 or 2 words, but I think that's what's been kind of like throwing me off. But I understood most, if not all of that. It's just the words being used that kind of throw me off. You won't find anything about the world before the Sundering. Until Endwalker. Alright, well that's fine. Honestly, here's the thing. If all this stuff gets explained a little more in further detail, and it makes me go, oh, that's what was being talked about, you know, stuff like that, in future expansions, then that's fine. They can be as vague as they want with the current stuff, as long as it all has sort of an endpoint, you know, as long as it all kind of gets explained later. It will be explained in Shadowbringers. Then there you go. I just need to be patient. Go back to Sahar and secure them. The Amalja will still be in disarray after the thrashing of the Warriors' Darkness game that they are not like to notice a lone bard skulking about. But Thancred, you don't have to do this? I know, but I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Ina Papalimo. They must have finished searching the mass camp by now, not that it matters anymore. Well, don't go into any theories if you would think that they would spoil stuff for future expansions, is what I would say. There was a theory that Stormblood was in filler theory expansions while they worked on with Shadowbringers. Oh, okay. Pleasure deceiving the end that these sins will from my heart. Understand that you did why you did what you did, that you sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Yeah. You went to the answer for a while. Yeah, no, so like as far as like plot stuff goes, I understood everything that was going on. It's just, again, the words being used and like the whole description of like, it's almost as if like you were to like throw someone into a multiversal story. Like, oh, actually, you know, here's a good example. It's like throwing someone into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth without any of the context of what happened before. It's like, what's all this talk about the live stream? What's all this plot ghost stuff? What's all this stuff to do with like the fucking the edge of creation and stuff? What are you talking about? It's kind of like that, right? This isn't about 1.0. The Dragon's Saga is about dark and light aren't actually not bad, not good. This is about 1.0. Oh no, I know that. I'm just saying. I know that. I know that the Zodiac and Heidelin Saga is about what dark and light actually mean. I know it's not about 1.0. I'm just saying that those terms about specifically other worlds and reflections wasn't used in a video I watched, so it's kind of conflicting with some other information I have. It's all good. I just need to kind of refresh myself on some things. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Like again, I think I more or less get it. Also need to do the Triad quest line. I will, no worries. I'll likely do those off stream. Oh, the Triad stuff will lead into Shadowbringers? Okay. I'll see what I can do for those in particular. Masters have been cooking Shadowbringers since HEAVENSWARD. It seemed that. Oh, hold on, I gotta sneeze. 1 second. Hold on. Oh fuck! Of course, when I say I gotta sneeze, it doesn't fucking come out. Fucking hell! It's gonna happen. It would seem that Griffin's double was telling the truth. Insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the mask's camp. Did you perchance find one in Zaharak? Actually, I don't believe it. The crystals, Mymphilia, all of it just, I don't know what it is. I sympathize, Ida. Even now I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. 'Twas bittersweet, eh, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it's past time Ida and I rejoined the Scions. We have been far away for far too long. Though I am loath to leave Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from your more dispassionate perspectives, and hope that we might, in turn, offer our own opinions on the many challenges that you have faced in our absence. Gods, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tataru's tales may well surprise you. Well, you reached Rama? Cool. Now get off the stream. Get the hell off the stream, chill. Leave. Don't worry, I'm nearly done. I'll join you in Rama in just a bit. Ida, Raga be praised, it is you. Ida, alive and standing here before me in the flesh. I can hardly believe my... Wait, what? You don't remember? It's gonna... Don't think less of her friends. Ida here wasn't... Wait. Our friends here, the Scions. Sorry, we were still in the circle annoying back then. Right, anyways. I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secret at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now we've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Forgiver, it's been very long since I promise we'll visit again at the first opportunity. The Rising Stones. Oh, what was that about? Thank you for giving you that mask. Huh. Well, that's certainly something. You will know in 3.5? Oh, alright. That'll be next stream stuff then. Pray return to the Rising Stones. Alrighty. Welcome home, Vel. I trust your journey was uneventful. You will be pleased to hear that Thancred has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he has delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we can declare this matter officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Y'shtola and Kryl, and brief them all on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meet to discuss the future. Yep, it's time.
Back in the solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbraider.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were.
Yeah, no worries, chill. Now get the hell off the stream!
Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the Scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Kryl.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. 'Twould be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart. Mayhap I can handle the former, but I think you far better suited to the latter. No?
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Papalimo and I should probably return to Thanalan to keep an eye on the resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organizations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is not wholly objectionable, and we've always got him to keep us from bickering. But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point, we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
You know. Animal weapon quests. More relic weapon stuff. Do side quests. Go gambling at the Gold Saucer. Duty roulettes. Strive for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. The road goes ever on. A new adventure, what else?
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Look at them, Vel. The signs of the seventh dawn. Look at how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome. All of it has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and what the future holds, only the 12 know. But I know that we will find out together.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand. Thank you. I shall guard it well. There is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Well done, brother. You may resume your normal duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. Oh, for fuck's sake. True believers are so readily led. I have given them everything they desired, all for which they've prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted, then. Was it all worth it in the end? There were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a suffrate of light or dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting, and a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns whom you so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Ah! Fuck's sake! The eyes of Neathog. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you have proven yourself the most deserving. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair, in whose breast beats a heart with which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield these eyes, for weal or for woe. So it was here all along. Oh, hey Nero! Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. Where's he at, though? Well, I guess we won't find out till next time. Alright guys, that'll be the end of today's stream. Tomorrow we will likely finish post-game content for Heavensward, so tomorrow will be the finale. Looking at the quest list though, we've only got 9 quests total left to go. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Apologies if the silence was a bit much on my end, but a lot of this was very story focused and I was just kind of absorbing the content. Obviously, I think in between streams what I'm going to do is when I get a chance, I'm going to look at some additional stuff to get some further context on the Warriors of Darkness, just because admittedly a little bit of that did feel somewhat underwhelming, but I'm sure that once I understand everything, or as it's explained later on, stuff will start to make a little bit more sense. Obviously, like I said before, I understood what was going on with the plot. It's just that, like I said, the terms being used, all the stuff with reflections and stuff like that, was I was a little lost on it, but it's all good. Anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. and we're probably gonna finish Heavensward for realsies. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye bye.